I think he's great in this, playing this psychotic hitman. I already had this on DVD, but I bought it on Blu-ray because A, it was cheap. It was $8, and I figured, what the hell, see how it looks on Blu-ray. You know, so that's Collateral. Really enjoy that one. Next up, The Other Guys, the unrated other version with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Really enjoy this one. I saw this in the theater when it first came out, and I laughed my ass off, man. Um, you also got Michael Keaton here. He's great. The stuff with Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock, I thought was pretty funny, especially the way they leave the movie. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And I found myself, when I saw that, I thought to myself, what the hell were they planning on doing? What was the point of that? But anyway, I love this movie, The Other Guys. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, that's The Other Guys. Next up is a movie I already had on DVD again, but I bought it because this had all the features, and I wanted to see how it looked on Blu-ray. Constantine. Like I said, I believe this has all the features from the 2-disc special edition, and the DVD I had was bare bones, so I figured, what the hell, for $8, I can check out the features, see how it looks on Blu-ray. So that's Constantine, which I don't love the movie. I think it's okay. There's a lot of stuff about the movie that I appreciate now, as opposed to when I first saw the movie, where I really didn't like it at all. And overall, it's a pretty solid movie. I would have liked to have seen a sequel to see what they could have done with this character. So yeah, it's Constantine on Blu-ray. And this next one actually cost me $10, not $8. The Expendables Extended Director's Cut. Heard some good things about this. I saw some clips of this up on YouTube, and I really enjoy the film. And I figured, what the hell, I'll get it for $10 to check out this other cut. I know that this has the song "Diamond Eyes" reinserted into the film, which is great. Because when I saw that movie, I was wondering, when the hell is that song gonna pop up? I just assumed that it would, but it never did. But it's back in this, and I know some other things are different as well, like the opening sequence. So yeah, that's The Expendables Extended Director's Cut. And then the last of my movies, and this is the big one, is the Die Hard 25th Anniversary Blu-ray Collection with an all-new bonus features. Now, a while ago, I did pick up the older Die Hard Trilogy box set, which I will keep, just because I'm a huge fan of the franchise, and really looking forward to checking out all these new features. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, and if you have Blu-ray and you're a fan of these films, I would say pick it up, because they give you a reason to want to own this, because it has all the new features. It's not just a repackaging of the bare bones Blu-rays. So yeah, really looking forward to checking out these features and just watching these movies again, and reminding myself why I was so fucking disappointed with A Good Day to Die Hard, which I will give another shot, and I will probably end up buying that on Blu-ray as well, because if I have these, chances are I'm going to want the 5th one also. And who knows, I may end up loving that movie when I see it again, or I may end up calling it A Good Day to Suck Hard on this dick. You never know. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Die Hard, chances are you already have this, or you're planning on getting it. But I'm really looking forward to checking out all these new features. So yeah, that's Die Hard, the 25th Anniversary box set. And yeah. And lastly, I'm going to get to my comics that I bought. I didn't own any comics before this. I don't think I did anyway. Maybe when I was younger, but I decided that I wanted to get into comics, and I went to my comic book store that's here in town. It's called Sword and Board, for the first time, like, ever. I don't think even when I was a kid I ever went in there. It's gone through several different owners. I think at first it was called Gateway City Comics. Then it was sold, and I don't know what it was called when it was bought. But now it's called Sword and Board, and they do comics, but they also do tabletop RPGs like Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Warhammer 40k. They do all that stuff, and they also have a big selection of comics. So me and my friend went in there and we bought some stuff. But these first two are trade paperbacks. They're basically compilations of issues in the series that I bought on Amazon. And the first one I got is Preacher Gone to Texas. This is Preacher Volume 1. That has the first couple issues of Preacher. And I've heard a lot of good things about Preacher, so I really wanted to pick this up and check it out. And I read the first couple pages. It's actually pretty good. It's definitely for adults. It's from Vertigo Comics, which is it's basically the adult-oriented subsidiary of DC. And yeah, looking forward to checking this out. That's Preacher. And this next trade paperback, which I got also from Amazon, The Punisher, under Marvel's Max series, which is basically their adult comics subsidiary. And this is The Punisher the way he was meant to be. I mean, in the first couple pages, he fucking shoots this old ass mobster in the fucking head, walks out of this mansion where they're having like a party for him, and he gets a fucking M60 machine gun, and he just mows down every single motherfucker that tries to come at him in big, brutal, bloody fashion. And I haven't read the rest of it, but that alone is better than anything in fucking Punisher Warzone. I mean, I like the one with Dolph Lundgren, and I really enjoy the one with Thomas Jane, but Punisher Warzone's a piece of shit. And just this right here, if you're a fan of the Punisher and you want to see the Punisher in a much darker, much more violent world, basically the way he was meant to be, yeah, check out the Punisher Max series, which I haven't read the whole thing, but just those couple pages alone got me into it. And there's a ton of volumes of this, as well as Preacher, so definitely want to pick these up and read the whole series. And then these next ones I got from my comic book shop. First up is Constantine #1. This is the New 52 reboot. Originally, Constantine, it was called Hellblazer, and that was under DC's Vertigo Comics, like Preacher, which means it was made for adults. It was much more violent. This is mainly geared towards a teenage audience. It still has some violence, but there's really no harsh language anymore. There's no sex. There's no nudity. I'm not sure if this even has anything to do with heaven or in hell. Like, hence why it's called Constantine and not Hellblazer. I think now it just has to do with magic, and the balance has to do with you can use magic, but you can only use a certain amount of it, or you become too powerful, and John Constantine is there to prevent certain people from using magic to become too powerful. And overall, I thought it was decent. I feel like I would probably like this less if I had read the original Hellblazer comics, which I do want to check out. But overall, I thought it was a decent start to the series. I'll wait till next month till the next issue comes out. And, they're not too pricey. They're like $3 a piece. So, yeah, it was okay. Constantine #1, the New 52. Because DC rebooted all their fucking characters. Next up, Judge Dredd, Year 1, Issue 1. This was pretty good. The thing is, though, usually when they do a Year 1, it's a different sort of seeing you an upstart of the character. I know they did that with Batman. They did Batman Year 1. They did Green Arrow Year 1. And here, it's really not anything different. And I read some reviews where people said the same thing. It's like, well, Judge Dredd doesn't seem that much different from his other, later years. I guess they're trying to say that Judge Dredd was always a badass, even during his first year out of the academy. But this is pretty good. The other issues for this are probably already out, and I found them at the shop, but I only bought the first one, so I don't know. I might go back and pick up the rest of them, or I might wait for the trade, because it's probably going to come out soon, whereas like Constantine is probably going to come out, months down the road once the first couple issues get released. But who knows? Or I might pick up the singles just to have them. But anyway, that's Judge Dredd Year 1, Part 1. And these next 5 ones are from the same series. Punisher Nightmare #1. Punisher Nightmare #2. Punisher Nightmare #3. Punisher Nightmare number 4, and Punisher Nightmare number 5 out of 5. It's a Punisher miniseries. It was written by some people that worked on the Walking Dead TV show, and it looked like it might be interesting. I want to check it out. It wasn't done under the Max subsidiary by Marvel, so these is probably not going to be as violent as the they might be. It says parental advisory here, but I haven't read these yet. I just kind of looked through them. But yeah, looking forward to checking out Punisher Nightmare, which I'm sure there's going to be a trade for that soon since all 5 issues have already been released. And then this last thing I got, this is actually not mine. My friend let me borrow this to read it. Age of Ultron. This is a new series that Marvel's doing right now within the Marvel Universe. Like, you can see right there, this guy's fucking up Captain America, and I think that's like, it's Iron Man? It's either Iron Man or is that War Machine? And then he's like standing over the Hulk, and there's Spider-Man in the background, and Spider-Woman, Thor. So I guess like the world's been taken over by these beings. But I haven't read it yet. My friend read this. He really liked it, so he let me borrow it. Yeah, I want to go back to my comic book shop. It was a really great environment. The guy who was at the counter was really cool. Me and my friend talked to him about, different comics. So definitely we'll go back to my local comic book shop. It was a lot of fun. So you'll probably be seeing more, more comics in my updates. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little update I had. And yeah, stay tuned for whatever's coming next.